Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast, and on today's video I'll be doing a review for the new film Twisters 2024.
It's Tyler Owens. Calls himself a tornado wrangler. If you feel it, chase it! I said if you feel it, chase it!
13 with a runtime of 2 hours and 2 minutes, Rotten Tomato score of critics 78%, audience 92%, and a Letterboxd average rating of 3.5 as of the recording of this video. Now, if you feel it, chase it. Let's talk about Twisters. This film is directed by Lee Isaac Chung, who's previously worked on films like Minari. I think that's his biggest credit, actually, which was a fantastic film. A lot of Oscar praise for that as well. If you're not familiar with this movie, let me give you a quick synopsis as well. As storm season intensifies, the paths of former storm chaser Kate Carter and reckless social media superstar Tyler Owens, yeehaw, collide when terrifying phenomena never seen before are unleashed. The pair and their competing teams find themselves squarely in the paths of multiple storm systems converging over central Oklahoma in the fight for their lives. This movie stars Stacey Edgar-Jones as Kate, Glen Powell as Tyler, Anthony Ramos as Javi, Brandon Perea as Boone, Maura Tierney as Kathy, who is Kate's mom, Sasha Lane as Lily. We also have Superman himself, David Cornsweet, as Scott in this film. What in a completely different role from what we'll see in Superman next year. That was really interesting. And then we also have Tundi Adebimpe as Dexter and Katie O'Brien as Danny. So Lily, Dexter, Danny, and Boone are all part of Glen Powell's crew, and then Javi and Kate are kind of working together with Scott for their team. So yeah, really interesting. I gotta say, before I get into the review itself, my screening, this film had a great reaction, like great reception from this. It looked like a pretty overall diverse crowd. I went in the middle of the day, so like you had some people that I assume kind of go to the movies on a regular basis. You had some families there. So yeah, I think this is a great film for the summer. A great way to escape the heat if you're stuck in the heat right now, like some of us are in the South. Uh, and also just a kind of a thrill ride. So overall, people were reacting to the funny moments. People were reacting to like the big storm sequences, which is always really cool to see. So yeah, it made it for a really enjoyable theater experience. I miss those days where going to a packed theater with the crowd. That doesn't happen as often because a lot less people are going to the movies. I also try to choose smaller screenings so that it's not super packed, just because of everything that's going on in the world. And also, I really enjoy watching movies in a nice, calm setting. But this was really cool, great experience, a lot of really fun stuff. So we're gonna talk about this film. Really, I'm not gonna get into any spoilers. You don't. I think there's a few kind of things that would be spoilery, but even if you knew them, I don't know that they would dissuade you from having a good time at this film. But either way, I won't go into spoilers. But I do gotta say, this film delivers an exhilarating experience from really start to finish, capturing the essence of kind of like a big thrill ride, at an adventure park or something like that. The film recreates the pulse pounding tension of its predecessor and really brings the audience into the heart of the storm. For those that are seeking the thrill of tornado chasing, from the moment that the tornadoes begin to form, we're kind of strapped into this journey that doesn't let up until the credits roll. It's got a great cold open, and then from there we are off to the races. The pacing is really relentless on this, ensuring that viewers are constantly like paying attention on the edge of their seats, making sure that we are ready for the next thing. I also think that this film, as a legacy sequel, just strikes the perfect balance between honoring the original DNA of the franchise. I don't think they got lost in the weeds trying to appease to the older Twister fans, but also it's really kind of forging his own path. I could see this film kind of going on in its own way after this. It pays homage with some subtle nods, little Easter eggs, nothing too crazy. We don't have anything that I would say like, "Oh, remember that thing from the movie," right? Uh, but it also brings in some new elements. Of course, a new cast, a whole lot of new people for us to follow, but the heart of the matter, the idea of this film kind of remains the same. So I like that. I really appreciate that. I think the film also finds a really good balance of visual and practical effects. This film is nothing but like short of spectacular in a lot of these sequences. Just a seamless blend of these effects, creating a really immersive experience, especially if you go watch this in a really big screen with the Dolby surround sound. Like this will really get you going there. The tornadoes themselves just incredible detail. You really feel the raw power. I can't imagine what this feels like in 4DX, where you get like you get wind and stuff like that also thrown into the mix. I think that was actually probably pretty cool. But yeah, all this feels pretty authentic. It doesn't look at any point where things are, sometimes when they do big disaster movies, the effects can get a little in the way and maybe take you out of the emotion or take you out of the scene for a moment. But it doesn't. I never felt that way at any point during this film. I think the cast also delivers, great performances that resonate deeply on an emotional level. Each person really brings a unique depth to their character. Just trying to interconnect all these little stories, and the ensemble really it makes it feel like these relationships are genuine. Of course, a lot of relatable themes, like especially Glen Powell being the YouTube superstar that's always seeking for a thrill ride, but there's more to that character. I think maybe Kate's character was not as explored as it should have been. I feel like she was definitely the emotion linchpin for the whole movie, and I just wish we had dove a little bit more into that. But there's a lot. I think Daisy Edgar-Jones performs great, and I think the ensemble overall really sets out on a mission to really bring in the viewers into the emotional core of this. So, speaking of that, at the core of this film, it's all about resilience and healing and getting past these traumas. The characters' journeys are intertwined with larger disaster narratives, right? Creating just a big emotional experience. Not only are they confronting the storms, they're also kind of confronting their past traumas, trying to achieve their goals. So, yeah, emotional stakes are high. And I think the resolution of all this stuff, it's really satisfying for the most part. I think it left me with a sense of kind of closure for all these stories. So, I think this movie also offers a great take on the disaster movie genre. I think it brings it back to the forefront as this big spectacle of destruction that just kind of delves into both the psychological and the emotional impact of cataclysmic events like these. This film just really examines how some of these disasters take shape and redefine people's lives, pushing stuff to the limit like that. Also, how there are people that take advantage of stuff like this when it happens, but it really always focuses on the human element, and I think that's kind of what really keeps us anchored to the film. So yeah, for me, this was a great return to the disaster movie genre, blending the thrilling visuals, great performances, and just an overall fun story that gives you just an insight depth look at what a movie like this can really do as a summer blockbuster. So very excited for this. There's, like I said, some fun cameos, great performances. So if you have seen this film, let me know what was your favorite part of Twisters 2024. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.